So who am I speaking with?
I'm Paul Baltus. I'm with the Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha.
And Paul, you were just saying that you had done some external video projects with YouTube, but then you brought it in-house for the employee forum. Explain.
Well, we started a program at the hospital called Patient First, and it was sort of a way to remind all employees, whether they're physicians, nurses, staff members, even housekeepers and custodians, that everybody has a role to play in caring for the patient. And it was a way to kind of bring that message home. So we've been finding stories that are happening within the hospital and basically turning them into human interest feature stories that are 3 to 5 minute videos that we show at this monthly employee forum where there's a few hundred employees gathered together to watch. And so that's projected up and people watch it there. But then it also lives permanently on our YouTube channel where it can be used to pitch stories to the media or just to share part of what we feel like makes us a special place to get medical care.
So when let me ask you a question. So I'm an employee at the hospital. I see a story. How do I go and just pull out my little flip or my phone and record it and then add it to the channel? How does it work?
No, they contact us. We've gotten to a point now. We've been doing it for a couple of years, and now
who contacts you?
a nurse, somebody within the system, and says this would make a really good patient first story, or a manager calls us and says, we have an employee who did something really above and beyond or really special. Is there a way to recognize them? And whereas before it would be, well, we could write a letter or an article rather in the newsletter or something like that. Now we have a way to, if they're game and the patient is game to do it, to share their story in a well-produced video that they can share with people internationally, all over the world, all over town, whatever they want.
What has this meant for the hospital since you started doing this?
We've gotten some media coverage from it. We've taken stories that were initially just produced for our employees and shown them to a reporter who, maybe a reporter calls us up and says, hey, I'm looking for a good story. It's kind of a slow news day. You got anything? And we can show them this. We can turn it into a news release and send it out that way. And like I said before, it's a way to bolster the reputation. Our mission statement is serious medicine, extraordinary care. So it's a way to illustrate that extraordinary care part of it, or the serious medicine part, or both of it. If it's a very difficult medical diagnosis, or just a staff member who went above and beyond. The first one of these we did actually was with was a hospital housekeeper who just had a connection with the parent of somebody who was in our ICU after a car accident. And he had immigrated to the U.S. from the Sudan and had an amazing story himself to share. And just this conversation he had with this mother who was very concerned about her daughter who was badly injured, it made all the difference in the world to her. So all the trauma surgeons and everything she went through medically, the most important thing she took away was that this guy who came to clean her daughter's hospital room every day was concerned about her and how she was doing, and they formed a friendship and a bond and have kept in touch since. And the patient recovered well and went home, but the family has kept in touch with this guy who was a housekeeper.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. My pleasure.